The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and 3-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, filling in for Deb this morning as we get ready for the weekend.
Man,
let's talk Friday, and let's talk about dodging a round of weather.
Yeah, we still going to see a little bit of rain falling, but overall, that storm that we were expecting to come through, looks like we're going to kind of pass by that. We're going to get some wind, so still be cautious. Rain, still be cautious, but nothing like we expected this time yesterday.
Delta getting the rain right now. As you look at radar here, we're getting a lot of that in Cleveland, Clarksdale, and it'll slowly make its way over. But the big threat is gone, as we mentioned before, this little bit of wind. And you've seen this threat of wind, of how it does.
It can leave some damage behind, so be cautious with everything you've got outside, your patio furniture, your flowers.
You don't think about flowers, but it does grab those pots and chunk them.
And your wife will be mad if her flower gets messed up. I know mine would. She has babied that thing. She's took it in, took it out, watered it, and if anything happens to it, I'm the one in trouble.
Well, you didn't think about putting it up as why you're in trouble. And I agree with her. You should have, because I've gotten in trouble for it.
I bought it for her.
That's a step forward, isn't it?
Yeah.
The next thing that you don't think about, Angie saved up her money, and she did. She bought this all on her own one year. Do you remember when you'd go into Sam's, those tents that were back to them big, nice ones, and it was like $600?
Steel frame.
Yeah. She'd come home and tap that in the ground. 2 weeks later, it was a ball in the pasture. That wind come through here and went, oh.
Those aren't easy to take down real quick like them pop-em-up tents.
I don't think you can insure them either. I didn't get nothing back on it. Rump row. On a serious note this morning, let me slide down. We just somebody we all know, and let me pull this up. We had someone who passed away in our community, Jeff Holland.
And, this guy right here has been around for a long time. He was the house band at Hojo's, and I know y'all can't hide. Most everybody out there went to Hojo's
at some point or another.
And
Doug Faulkner told me because he used to work the front desk.
That's right, and knew who was there. But this is overall good guy. As an adults, we enjoyed him, and kids really enjoyed him being Batman and driving up in the Batmobile.
Right.
And now they need our help.
They do, and what we're meaning as in help, meaning help with burial expenses. There's a account set up at Community Bank. You can drop in there both locations. We can go in, and it's just under the Jeff Holland Fund. Just ask for that. They'll know what to do with it. And if you need others, we got a post made on Facebook that you can look at to where you can even go by Barham Family Funeral Home and make a drop off there if you'd rather do it that way. Mm-hmm. Whichever way, Jeff needs our help. And if you could, $1 or $2 here goes a long way in a time like this when it's a big expense. We all know that.
And we don't, his family's going through enough by not having him around.
Right.
So let's reach out and help him just a little bit. Like you said, $1, $2, $5.
Whatever you can spare in your extra there to help somebody out there.
That's right.
Debbie Gabriel says she may have went by Hojo's at one point in her life. I went in there one night and it was elbow. It really was hard to get from one side of the room to the other because it was always a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a fire marshal's dream come true.
That's why they never showed up. We better get out of here.
It was back in the day one of the most popular places that ever existed.
It really was. Both nights, Friday night, Saturday night, and it was the place to be to listen to some good music, and it was a lot of the times it was Jeff Holland.
It was real good right until that bulldozer showed up. It's gone now.
Yeah, you remember the helicopter used to sit outside?
I do.
I mean, that was back in the day.
Do you remember when we done the honorable mentions out in the Chunky area when a building got pushed down? We were giving away bricks to that.
Yeah.
What sheriff was it that said that was the valve of Lauderdale County to let steam off, and he got in all that trouble.
Who was that?
It was years ago. I mean, umpteen dozen years ago. And what we're talking about is a place of business that used to exist in the county that may or may not be legal.
It's not there no more.
Right, but everybody knew that it was there.
Very well known.
Very well known. And a lot of people got in trouble with the wives over that place.
They were just playing pool.
That's right. It was a place to go shoot pool. That's what they told their wives.
They had a pool.
But it was a sheriff that made a comment there that he knew it was there, but it was a relief valve for the county or something like that. I may not have the...
It had to have been healed.
I don't know. I was a kid, but I remember everybody talking about it. I thought, whoa, what does that mean, Daddy? And they wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, never mind, son. You're just going about your way. Not like the kids now at 6 years old, they know what to do with gender.
Oh, boy, I know.
Yeah, but at 18 years old, they have no clue what they signed up for with a student loan.
No, I mean, they didn't know they were going to have to pay that back, did they? Not at all.
You take something off on that one there, and you're not going to get you'd make that withdrawal. You're not getting anything back.
So now it's up to us to pay for all of that.
Yeah.
Just thought y'all might want to know that.
Information comes cheap.
It does.
We'll give it to you for free.
Y'all just listen. We'll pass along some more of that. Well, let's get into a few things that's been going on around the area and what we've got going on. Let me see here. I want to say, and y'all ever have your whiteboard right here? Yeah, and then you can't read your notes. We had somebody in the city of Meridian last night that tried to take something that wasn't theirs. The only problem is my notes where I wrote it down is horrible. So if you're missing something, let me know and we'll repeat it there. Oops. That was a boo-boo on my part. I got several places, but I don't want to say it wrong. I feel like I know, but I'm not 100% now. So I got to do better tomorrow, and I will work on that. Did you see the headlines? We mentioned this a moment ago, the trial that has kind of shaped America. He killed his wife and son.
And, I watched the series the other day trying to keep up. And me and Amy had sat down and watched some of this on Netflix. And then I sat down the other day. That would make sense.
We'll tell you in a second.
I'm sorry. To catch up. And then yesterday or last night, I'm sitting at the house and I'm watching the verdict and I'm going back. And I told Amy, I said, baby, I want to hear the closing arguments from the deal. But how do you kill your son and kill your wife cold-blooded?
Oh, yeah.
Cold-blooded. Because you stole money from your family's firm.
For your drug habit.
And I'm kind of like what they said. As much money as he spent on opioid, he'd be dead. He wouldn't be functioning like he was trying to make excuse of why somebody killed his family.
Was it like 50, 60 grand a week or a day or something? It was just...
And then that one guy said, I've done the math. That's enough opioids for 114 years.
Apparently you've never read the article, Waylon Jennings, when he goes, y'all don't know what I used to do there.
His tolerance was
about $5,000 worth of cocaine a day. There was times I didn't know where I was. And that's true. It was somewhere in between $2,000 to $5,000. I just don't remember when Waylon had an issue there. He did get cleaned up at the end, but boy, wasn't he good.
He was. He
wrote a song about that. He was in the studio and they kicked in the door to haul him off. And he sent somebody to the restroom with what he had that he shouldn't have to flush.
Dump that in there.
And he said he got cuffed and stuff for something that he didn't have anymore. They got him.
Got just a little bit on there.
And we're not making fun of Waylon. This is the truth. Yeah. It's just, it happened. It did. What, Rob?
Somebody else has kind of beat us to the punchline.
Yeah. I got a text as we were looking for the sheriff's name that used to be around here that said that may have been, and again, I can't quote the word, but I think it was really foul, and I'll let you go ahead and tell who that was.
It says Everett Keller.
Yeah.
So we'll
go with that. I've had two people say, I want to say it made it to the Meridian Star back in the day. It was like the headline. And again, I was little and didn't know what it meant. Now I'm old and don't want to know.
And don't want to know. I don't want that in my train of thought.
Y'all get ready. We got a special guest standing by here with us. Let's just show a picture of him before we go to commercials here. Look, there he is right there. Hey, good morning. Feeling good over there?
Doing good.
All right,
Putting up with us this
That's
morning.
right. We got a big announcement that is coming to Meridian, and Cooper's going to be here to tell you about it. So y'all don't rush off. This is pretty big for Meridian. I like this. We'll be right back. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been in business for over 10 years, and they have over 30 vendors inside, with a rotating inventory to fit that something special that you're looking for. The inventory constantly is updating, and there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located at 335 West Main Street, where you'll bump into a friend, and, well, we'll treat you like family.
Agard.
That's right, Ben Haggard's good.
Right.
Welcome back.
Man.
Scotty Ray and Otis.
Talking.
Debbie has got the morning off, trying to let that voice recover if you're wondering where Deb is, and we're hoping so. And as we were sitting here, and the conversation came up during commercials amongst us, of country acts or just really anybody that is really, really famous, and do their kids make it? We were sitting here talking about Shooter Jennings. It just ain't going to happen. Hank Jr.'s first son, he's got a contract, but it's not ever going to be big. But can y'all think of anybody that really made it big? Or wait a minute, Miley would surpass her husband, her dad.
Well, I'm talking about surpass.
Yeah.
But it's very few, isn't it?
It really is. But Travis Trent's son, y'all help us. What's his name? He was in Meridian not too long ago.
Mr. Tritt.
Yeah, that's him.
I didn't know he was on there. Now, I'll say this, and a lot of you who really like classic, and I hate to even say it's classic at this point, but the Statler brothers, anybody remember them?
Yeah.
Harold, Phil, Don, and Lou. But Harold and Phil were brothers, and each of them had a son, and those two are an act now, and it will scare you as to how good they are and how close they can sound like their daddy. It's really is good stuff there.
That was a Sunday morning, getting ready for church kind of
Moment.
deal. We had to listen to that Statler brothers. Daddy loved them.
They were good. Wait a minute, we're cutting into Cooper's time here. He's going, let me talk. I showed up to tell y'all something.
I woke up this early to listen.
It is early, isn't it, Cooper?
It is early. It is real early. It's duck hunting early.
Let's talk about Downtown Meridian. Over the last 2 to 3 years, there's been a lot of changes and activity going on there. And you've been behind the push on this big time.
Well, it's a team effort. There's a lot of folks involved. But, yeah, it is. I mean, you've just got, with the 3-foot hotel down there now, I mean, it's easy for people. Come, stay, go to events, and it's become a fun place. You can wander around and just go and do, and it's just exciting down there.
Now, last year was the first time that y'all had pulled this off, and it all come from an idea, didn't it?
Yeah. So Adam Mitchell and I were at Meridian Mardi Gras, and we were just sitting around, and we were like, man, it'd be real cool to do a crawfish cooking competition. And so I said, you in? Mitchell in? And he said, yeah, let's do it. And so we kind of started looking around or whatever, and we noticed that Community Bank does one down in Laurel. And so kind of looked at it, picked up the phone, called Bob Huff at Community Bank and said, hey, Bob, think about doing this crawfish cooking competition. Y'all want to do it? And he was like, I don't know. Let me look into it and see. And he made some phone calls, and the Community Bank guys were like, yeah, we're in. Let's do it. And then it just took off rolling from there. I mean, people were signing up and joining in and wanting to cook. And just one of those things that you provide what people want to do, and who doesn't like to sit around and eat crawfish and have a beer and just relax and have
now,
a good time.
This takes place, what part of Downtown Meridian do y'all do it in?
Last year's at City Hall. We're moving it to Singing Brakeman Park this year. A little bit more room.
Down by Tony's.
Yes, sir. Down by Tony's.
Right under the bridge.
Under the bridge in Singing Brakeman Park.
You might have seen Jason Aldean in that exact spot a few years ago.
Rodney Atkins played there, so it's just a little logistical layout. Just because we've got so many people, we just got pretty much capacity at City Hall, so which is a great thing.
Yes, it is. Great problem to have.
Great problem to have, and so Mitchell jumped on board, Community Bank jumped on board, and so then I picked up the phone and called a good mutual friend of ours, Justin Hardy, over at the back porch, and I said, hey, Justin, this is what I'm thinking. And I started going into my spiel about what we're going to do and everything. And he goes, Coop, stop. He goes, what time, where is it, and what do you need from me? And Justin jumped on board at the back porch, and there's no way we could have pulled this off the first year without the back porch and their support and everything Justin does. And then he rolled into Bud and Burgers that we do, and then he's been talking about it all year for this, and he's now rolled in a cornhole tournament that we're going to be doing, and I think it's going to be pretty massive. He's working out all the details now, and I think there's going to be a pretty good prize package for the winning team for this event. Pretty good bit of cash for them. So
go ahead.
It's just another added feature of now you can eat crawfish, play cornhole, and just an all-day affair.
Now, last year, me and you we were all sitting here talking. There's nothing like a good band, and y'all had this group that, what were they called?
Last year we had the Dukes of Country.
And if you didn't see them, Dolly, boy, Bo Duke was up there. And I thought it was a joke when I come in until I listened. Those boys were good.
They are. They're great. They put on a show. They're fun. They're entertaining. So, yeah, they've got a whole new setup now with like a light show and everything. So moving on.
Each year, and I've been in this concert thing, you feel like you got to outdo last year. And I got a feeling y'all are on the road to doing this.
I think so. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. We put out our sponsor packet first of the year, and I mean, we were just amazed at how many people started jumping on. Just Castle, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, just all the big folks are just jumping in, excited. And so we're like, well, maybe we can pump this up a little bit and get a little bit bigger and do a little bit more. And so we're real excited about it. I mean, what was last year a 12 to 4 event is now a 1 to 9 event this year. So, I mean, it's going to go all throughout the day. Part of the thing, too, last year was just being during that daytime. There's a lot of folks working on Saturday, and they didn't have the ability to get down there in our time frame. So we punted it back a little bit so that we can get it where everybody in the community can come and be a part of it. And so it'll kick off at 1 o'clock with our crawfish cooking competition. And hoping to have about 40 teams.
That's big.
It was crazy last year, Scotty Ray, to see when that truck, the Blind Tiger, Peter Ocella and them showed up with 6,000 pounds of crawfish and opened the back door. And we're looking at it going, man, I hope we can get through all this. And we did. We got through all of it. I mean, I think we're looking at probably close to 10,000 pounds this year.
10,000?
That we're going to be getting to make this work.
Crawfish. Man.
That's a bunch.
It's a lot of crawfish.
It's a lot of crab boil, isn't it?
It is. It is a lot. And so we've still got some team spots left. We've still got sponsorships to the 24th of the month. So we can add a few more. Not a whole lot left, but a few more. And, there's only so much space, and our fire department can only set up so much water for everybody. And, I mean, that was another key to last year was Meridian Fire Department. We could not have pulled it off without them. Chief Collier and those guys.
Yeah.
I called Chief, and I'm like, I need water. And he's like, I need a little more specifics than that. And I told him, and, man, he got on the phone and started looking up what we needed to connect the fire hoses and make it all work. And, them and Meridian Police Department did a great job for us on that.
Appreciate them doing that.
Yeah, I mean, they really do, because it's not easy trying to get all those cars in and out, do all that. And so, those guys made it great. But anyway, so back to 1 o'clock, we're going to be cooking, and basically what you'll do, it's $25 pre-sale ticket. It's $35 day of, and you can go online. Tickets are going to be available starting Monday.
Okay.
You can go to Mitchell Distributing's website and get them, or the Bud and Boilin Facebook page. But you'll get to come in, and you'll get a little boat like we did last year, and just get to go sample everybody's team and pick which one you think is the best. And it's everybody's got their own idea of how to cook crawfish, and so it's a lot of different things in them and stuff. But I mean, just a fun day to be able to sit around and listen to music. And so starting at 1 o'clock, we've got Daniel House, and everybody loves Daniel.
Oh yeah,
and he puts on a great show. And so we've got Daniel playing, and then after Daniel, I don't know if you heard that Zydeco band that was there last year.
Yes, sure did.
Mm-hmm. Gerard Delafose and the Zydeco Gators are true Zydeco music from South Louisiana. And they're excited to come back. They told us last year, they said, man, this is probably the most Louisiana-feeling thing we've ever done outside the state of Louisiana. Yeah. And we took that as a huge compliment from somebody like that. And then after that, at around 5 o'clock, we'll start doing the judging. And we will announce the winners. And then we've got Tyler Tisdale coming up after the judging goes on. And then we've got our big headliner coming up after that. A couple other things I want to talk about before I say who the headliner is did you see any of the crawfish racing last year?
No, I missed
that. Any of that?
Yeah.
So we got a table we set up, and it's got a big circle on it. And we take the crawfish and number them, and you get to pick your number on the outside, and you stand by it, and you hit on the table, and that vibration makes the crawfish move.
Yeah.
And if your crawfish is the first one to climb out of that circle, you win.
What do you get?
The kids get, last year they got gift certificates from McDonald's.
Okay.
When we did the kids
it's nice
stuff.
of them.
And then the adults, what we did is we just put $1. Everybody put $1 on the table, and if your crawfish went out first, you got all the dollars.
You got the pot.
And then you gave, I think you got 50-50, and part of it went back to Mr. Mike and his foundation for veterans.
That's good.
That's what it was. And you just get to sit there, and everybody's already asking, y'all doing crawfish racing again? Yes, we are. And so it's a fun time. Something for the kids to do, too, to keep them involved and, give them some learning.
Yeah, I like that.
Somebody said a chicken drop. There's nothing like a chicken drop. Chicken drop is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Those old art days.
Yes, it was. But somebody put on here they don't like crawfish. So is there going to be anything else there that people can eat?
Yes, there is. We're going to have food vendors set up. We're going to have 2 different vendors during the crawfish cooking time frame. And then after 5 o'clock, we're going to have 3 other food vendors set up to do food for the concert throughout the night. So there will be options for, it's probably going to be your hamburgers and different things, festival type food.
Plenty of food for anybody, whatever your taste is going to be out there this day.
All right, well, who's our big act that's coming?
So our big act, he's had back-to-back #1 singles. He's had 3 overall #1 singles. He's toured with the big guys of Jason Aldean, Luke Combs, Florida Georgia Line. I mean, we're excited about it. Some of his big songs are Whiskey in My Water, Guy Walks Into a Bar, Redneck Crazy.
Yeah.
I know you know those songs.
Yeah.
And so we're real excited to have Mr. Tyler Farr as our headliner this year for Bud and Boilin.
There he is. He'll be in town.
Yeah.
And again, let us know when the tickets are available again there.
Tickets going to be available Monday, so we're real excited about it.
Can't wait for it. Cooper, thanks for coming in and tell us about this.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having us.
Big day. Lots coming up, and we'll be telling you more about this as the event gets closer. Scotty Ray and Odie, as we get this morning going, y'all don't rush off. We'll be right back with more.
Sip and Savor is back in Downtown Meridian. Chef Jimmy Kennedy will headline this year's festival, bringing an outdoorsman spin on elevated Southern cuisine. Taking the main stage is country music artist Levi Hammond. Sample over 50 chefs and distilleries visiting from all over the South to showcase their award-winning dishes. Experience the culinary tradition of the South like you never have before.
And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. Again, as Deb is off today, she's still under the weather with the throat. We hope she's feeling better today. I hadn't heard anything out of her today.
No, I hadn't heard her. I talked to her last at the history walk downtown, but other than that, no. She doesn't need to be talking a whole lot right
Hold
now.
it down there, girl.
That's
As we get today started, we did have a little incident this morning, a little small accident as we pulled this up. This would have been out on I-20 there. Not bad. A little bit of a crash there. They worked on that. Around mile marker 158, MPD came out and got that all going. Traffic was never blocked on that. Now, let's get into talking about a few things that happened that go bang in the middle of the night. And in the afternoon.
Well, it'll wake you up.
It will. We had several of these throughout late yesterday afternoon into this morning as we pull up some of the things. 37th Avenue, overnight gunfire woke a few folks up, and they thought, well, I think I'll just pick up the phone, call my neighbor, and then I'm going to call MPD too. Let them know about this. Now, several places had shell casings last night. No one was hurt in any of the events that happened overnight. Thank goodness. Gunfire also happened on 36th Avenue. If you were in the 4300 block of this, that's what happened there. And again, this is North Hill Street. It's due south of there is where this was. Again, no one hurt, no one injured, thank heavens, as that came about. Let's see here. I got that out. B Street. If you travel B Street,
1100 block.
Woo, as we pull that up, we had some there also. Several rounds were fired there. No one was hurt, but it was the sound of gunfire.
Where these things, where they go up, it will come down.
It will.
So there has been cases where people have died from a bullet wound from a bullet that was shot in the air.
That's right.
So just because it's not coming straight at you does not mean that it can't hurt you, it can't kill you. So you don't just go out shooting around, shooting up in the air for the heck of it.
And if you'll notice, there's always lapses, and it's the first of the month, and you go back and watch this. It's the first of the month. There's more money flowing, so now they have ammo.
Well,
Think about this. There's certain points of the month that there's not as many shots.
So a correlation of when that check came out.
Absolutely there. Shots fired on 59th Avenue as well. That would be 5th Street and 59th. This would be west of, as you're going up into College Park there, Highway 19, you go due west is where we had some shots fired. No one hurt. I don't want you to think that they did. They did not. Now, we had an incident that was reported of a black car driving around, hanging out the window. What were they doing, Odie?
Just a shooting.
We're going to have to get John Anderson to recut that. Just a shooting.
Just a shooting. That'd be a #1 song.
20th Street and 28th Avenue is where that happened. It was a black car, a sedan, reported dealing with that. Now, again, no one was hurt. Be a miracle on that. I also got a report that said yesterday afternoon, and I had posted it, of a drive-by up north of Highland Park. Wow. A guy was sitting in his house, and he said, I saw a young man in his yard, and he said a car come by. It was a Jeep, actually. Black Jeep fired at him. Missed him, but he was shot at.
Was he holding it sideways?
Sideways well, we don't need to tell him that, do we?
You know why they hold it sideways?
Seen it on TV?
That's the way it came out of the box.
There you go. Knowledge by Odie. We also, and I know I've said a lot of places, but we got to cover all of this. Let's go to 19th Street and 42nd Avenue. More shots fired right in there. And this is the one I was just talking about, where it was somebody in their yard. It was a black Jeep Compass that passed by, 42nd Avenue, 19th Street. Here's the Highland Park area there, and gunfire erupted. They shot at him. I think the house was struck, but he made it out somehow.
You wake up, get a cup of coffee, go out on the porch, get some fresh air. It's nice outside, and you get shot at.
It just ain't good.
It's just not good.
Man. No word yet if he knew them. A lot of times they do know one another. It's rarely a random. It's usually by somebody who knows somebody.
One way or another. It's amazing. You can string these back to where they are connected.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep that in mind as everything happens with these. Lord have mercy, we don't want anybody injured. Now that kind of wraps up of how many shots there were yesterday. We don't want no one hurt, no one injured. We got a lot more to talk about We have a stolen vehicle that's been recovered in downtown Marion. Great job by the Marion Police Department. We'll tell you about all of this stuff. I'll get some more details on that in a little while. We'll be right back as we'll get into what happened on this date and some more stuff going on in the community. Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
It's finally here, the springtime Sweet Pea Swap, located at the old Jeffries building at Bonita Lakes. Drop-offs February 23rd through February the 25th. Thursday, March 2nd, 5 to 9 p.m. is paid ticket holders pre-sale. Tickets are only $10 each. The public sale begins Friday, March the 3rd, 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. Saturday, March 4th, 10 to 7. Sunday, 25% off, 1 to 6 p.m. And Monday, March the 6th, 50% off, 10 until 7 p.m. It's the spring Sweet Pea Swap at the old Jeffries building by Bonita Lakes Mall.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie as we get this Friday morning underway. And there's a lot of people that go, I really don't like the job that I'm doing. It's not what I'm supposed to be. Maybe you're just starting out in life and you want a new career. We invite you to go to MCC and let's talk about something that they have going on.
Right here, local. You don't have to go anywhere else. Yep. You can do it all right here. And I can promise you this is something that you'll be able to start out in, get in, stay with it. And there's money to be made in this profession.
Right. You'll be seeing in 6 days on the road, and I'm going to make it home tonight.
That's right.
Truck driving.
Man, I tell you, that's one field that is always looking for drivers. MCC can get you connected with a company.
Do you remember just a few years ago with the shortage where these guys were getting all the bonuses and averaging at least $100,000 a year?
Yeah, that
Truck
was just
driving.
on the bonuses, plus all the other specials they were getting with staying on the road. And
right,
man, if you're retired, your wife's retired, you want to travel, you can do the teaming. Both of you get licensed. You don't have to stop your truck, get fuel, swap drivers, keep going. But you can make some money, see the countryside, and you can start that education right here at Meridian Community College.
Now, I'm not sure if Mr. Odie has retired or not, but boy, he sure was good.
Man, he was. I enjoyed it. I'd go down there and talk to him and see him every now and then. He was always a
Did they
funny
let
guy.
you back there in the training room where the simulator?
No, because it wasn't set up when the last time I was there, and I'd like to go by there and see if I can't drive.
Man, that's fun. So you've never tried it?
I've never tried. They've got one. It's got a program for fire trucks, and we were going to talk to them about getting that program where we can teach driver training through there, and that hadn't come to fruition.
You can
yet.
bump stuff and not have to worry about it in that little thing.
Yeah, wouldn't even have to go to Chet's with it.
Go by and see him truck driving right here at MCC in Meridian. Let's talk about what happened today in history. Now, there's lots of ways that this became the story of how it was written as he stood there in the night to see if anything was there. There was all types of exaggerations of what happened that night, but one thing is for sure, it was a poem, a letter, and it would turn eventually in to the Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. Oh, say does it weigh.
That's something that, boy, if that doesn't make your heart tickle when you hear it.
And I didn't realize it was until 1931 that it was officially adopted as the national anthem.
As the national anthem.
1931, a while ago. Does the name Barney Martin mean anything to you?
Not a single bit.
Not me either. I wouldn't know him.
No.
But maybe the picture will help. Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
I did. Seinfeld's daddy there.
Yeah. I love the glasses there. You need to try a pair like that.
I need to get some that's thicker frame like that.
Have you thought about making new trends and going back to the 70s and getting the bigger glasses?
That's what I need to. There's some guy that said, even with my glasses on, I still can't read Skip says, just got to get Odie some kind of hat. So I need to find something.
Jackie Jack gave me an extra hat that's sitting right there if you want to go put it on.
Look at there, see if that'll work. That deer was up there with it. Now he might get mad.
Now, he likes it over there. A few other things that happened. 1934, somebody broke out of jail and overlooked that there's a letter missing out of this because, well, I didn't notice it earlier.
That's all right.
John Dillinger broke out of jail. He had a wooden. Have you ever read all this?
No, I hadn't.
Had a wooden pistol, and he put it in the back of a guard and said, "Let me go."
I remember this now because he did pay one of the guards to get him that wooden pistol.
Right.
And I think it was the guard that he let out. Here's the pistol. You get me some money, and I'll let you out.
He probably should have kept that to himself and not told the rest of everybody.
Yeah. Then he wouldn't have to worry about it.
1962, an old boy stumbled into the recording studio. No word if he had been drinking that day. Yeah. We got a sneaky suspicion that he might have been. That's all we're going to say. We can't prove it. We hate to start rumors. But George Jones recorded, "She Still Thinks I Care."
That was then that song still played today.
Oh, yeah, just because I haunt the same old places. She thinks I still care.
What do you mean coming home half drunk?
Just because I called her number by mistake today. She thinks I still care. I think your chair broke.
I think something fell out of my pocket.
That was loud, Odie. What do you? Is that like 2 clips?
That scared the fool out of me.
You hit it at Highland Park, or what are you doing?
I got to go by there down 20th Street. What was that thing? That was my flashlight.
I think that was a 9mm clip. A little extra there.
Yeah.
That scared me. Next time I'm going to hit the floor. Ask Debbie about that when I hear noises.
Yeah. Jump just a little bit.
Woo. 1966, and you're probably not going to know this name.
No.
William Frawley. He would also appear. Was it My Three Sons?
He was the dad of the father, so the granddad who kind of took care of him as well.
But you might not know that, but you'll recognize him from this TV show.
That's right.
I Love Lucy.
Man.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
I love Lucy.
Yeah, what a beautiful woman. Man. The next door neighbor, and Odie, this is going to shock you as I look at her picture. This woman in this picture is less than 48 because she passed away at the age of 48. And I always thought she was old. She was cranky and nosy. Anybody have any neighbors like that?
Yeah, always looking out the window at them.
Yeah, Miss Alice, as you go back to Bewitched, she passed away in 1966 at the age of 48. Doesn't that look older?
It does.
And wow, that double chin thing going on there. There's a lot of ladies looking at that going, I wouldn't have done that. I'd have had my people come in.
I'd find something.
This was just not long ago up at the casino. May have passed out on stage. I remember when I got that call. Tone Loc, born on this day.
Tone Loc, and they said that the flashing lights and all that kind of triggers his.
Oh, I thought you were going to say makes people run from the police.
Yeah, well, that to the red and blue ones to do it. But he doesn't care. He likes to perform. He still gets out there. He performs knowing that there's a chance that he's going to pass out.
Now, as a kid, I can remember this specifically. It was somewhere around when you watch Barney, which would Buddy Ebsen, Barnaby Jones. I remember Jones. This guy was different. He's a big old boy. He drove a Lincoln Continental around chasing the bad guys. Who remembers watching Cannon?
Still comes on early morning.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
I have not seen that since I was about 8 years old.
Right before, it come on a couple of episodes before my favorite TV show, Perry Mason, before somebody rudely interrupted my program one morning. I woke up to watch some Perry Mason, and there ain't no Perry Mason on.
Yeah, well, you were one of those little groups kind of come after me, weren't you?
Yeah, I was like, what is he doing on my TV? And now look at me now.
You interrupting somebody's day.
Yeah, I'm interrupting somebody's day. But
man, don't y'all ever talk about Perry Mason in public. There's a little group that'll come after you.
Oh, me.
I'm not sure they don't have torches. Get him. 1972. Maybe there's more meaning. I'm not even going to touch that where I was fixing to go there down that road there. I'm just going to say that this was released today in 1972. Some of y'all loved it. Rocket Man. This was actually used as a, what was it? Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery, The Rock, if you remember when he hits the button, he goes, "How do you like Rocket Man?"
Isn't that what Trump called, what's his name down there in Korea?
Yes, it
Little
was.
Rocket Man.
1979, this little fella would make his way to the cover of TV Guide. He was funny. Can you do the imitation?
What you talking about, Willie? What?
Gary Coleman was on the cover of that, and that was a pretty cute little TV show.
Yes, it was. Different strokes.
Philip Drummond, 1986, and you really thought that it all ended with one TV show. But this guy was good. He would come back and have a second career in life, and there's a term that goes around when you have a good attorney. I had one that somebody called him. He goes, "Them people just got matlocked."
I love Matlock. I started watching it back then and fell in love with it. And because of that show,
You decided not to be an attorney?
I was fixing to be an attorney.
Really?
I was that close from going to law school. I wanted to so bad. And
did you ever think about you might be making like tons more money if you'd
I
done
know
that?
it. I mean, come on. I could have had me a seersucker suit and
A convertible?
but no, and a
I'd have rode around
convertible.
with you if you had one.
And back in '86, he said his retainer was $100,000.
Just promise me this: if we get to ride in the Corvette, you'll have Greg hold my hat like they done in Smoking Bandit. Junior,
Shut up, boy.
hold my hat.
Poor Greg.
It's real tough to wear a cowboy hat in a convertible if y'all don't know that.
That's right.
1985. This was really a good show. I hadn't seen it in umpteen dozen years.
Golly.
But
Yeah.
Moonlighting premiered on this. She was absolutely gorgeous back then.
She was.
And the only reason I don't say today is, well, I hadn't seen her in years. I don't know what she looks like now.
Don't know. Mm-hmm. Don't
But,
know if that
it was
drooped
good.
a little bit.
I think I didn't put enough explanation on my next story. I think he was arrested on this day back in 1991. I could be a little bit off. If all of us remember LAPD, the incident that happened with Rodney King happened on this day back in 91. Boy, that's been a long time ago.
That was 91 sounds about right of when it
Took place. I think
took
that was
place because I was still in the Navy then.
There you
So,
go.
yeah.
2002, this was big, and I'm not sure that the record has been broken yet. It may have been. But in 2002, this was the biggest thing that ever happened at the Houston Livestock Rodeo. What are we talking about? The largest crowd ever, 68,000 people.
And George was doing it.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of folks that get up there and do backflips and maybe even appear on the Super Bowl and you can't understand a word they said and fly from the ceiling. Not this guy. He shows up, he sings a song, you know every word that he had, you leave happy. At
That's
least
right.
I do.
With a guitar, and you could sing along with him.
That's right. That's the man. That's
Man.
George Strait, the king, as they call him. Scotty Ray and Debbie. Odie is in with us this morning as we continue this Friday morning. It's not over yet. We got more to talk about. We'll be right back to tell you some more incidents that happened overnight.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
And welcome back as we go out to Maples One Stop. And let me tell you, if you need a little gasoline today, they'll get you a good price on it.
That's right. They've got everything you need. Gas for your car, gas for you. If you've got to have some of that good food, get you going in the mornings or just lunch itself, I tell you what, that's one good place to go. Like you've always said, it's real clean. It's real nice.
Yes, sir.
The people are friendly. The coffee, that's what I've been drinking this morning, comes straight from there. So give them a chance. If you hadn't been there, give them a chance. They'll learn your business. Go down there and have lunch and dinner with them.
6 locations: Collinsville, Pine Springs, Bonita. Look at this. You even go out to Broadmoor, 31st, and Last Chance Tobacco there on Highway 493. I got breaking news just a moment ago that there is a birthday today of a nurse up at Anderson's Hospital.
Breaking news.
It is breaking news because I didn't run into her mama.
It came with the music.
And sometimes your mama don't know how to tell you something, so I was asked to break this to her gently that she needed to really do this. Shannon Hemingway Shepherd is having a big old birthday up at Internal Medicine. And her mama wanted me to mention that maybe her scrubs are getting a little tight, and Shannon might need to get a little bit bigger size.
So for birthday, maybe a gift certificate to the scrub shop.
And I don't know this. I hadn't seen it personally, but I was just what I was told by your mama.
Well, Mama knows best.
Mama knows. Shenandoah.
Mama knows best.
Happy birthday, Shannon. I hope it's a big one there. I got to see her not long ago at a 50th birthday party for somebody. She was cutting the cake.
She was cutting the cake.
Yep. Happy birthday to you. Everybody wanted to wish you a big one. I hope you have a big one. You are so in trouble.
Well, it wasn't us. It was your mama.
Yeah. Be careful. Don't want you to bend over and rip anything there. Because it can. A seam will break loose.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
I'm telling you what there.
You get caught in a compromising situation.
What a sweet girl she is. Hey, we want to say a big thank you to our friends out at Rock House, Gun and Pawn, who bring us our local news every day. Thank y'all for being a sponsor and bringing that to us and letting everybody know what's going on in the community to stay safe. Now, another issue that happened yesterday was a bolo went out in Meridian that we had someone missing. As we pull this up, this was the scene. An 86-year-old gentleman named Willie was misplaced.
We got a call and showed up at the residence and talked to his son-in-law, and his grandson was there. Got some information, got that out. Meridian Police Department, Meridian Fire Department showed up and was able to start getting everybody set in teams and getting ready. Meridian Fire with Joey Hand, he's the battalion chief over there. Good guy, great leader. He's the one running for supervisor over in Newton, but great guy, good guy.
Helped you out.
And he was working with getting everybody set up. And we had a few people out and about in certain spots trying to make their rounds looking for him. And it wasn't real long. The sheriff
this man stumbles up on more stuff and solves the crime. I don't know.
Yes, and then all of a sudden it's Lauderdale 1. I got him out here at Freeman Tractor.
And I called Freeman Tractor and I said, y'all don't happen to see Billy Sollie standing out somewhere, do you? And they cracked the door, and of course, you can find out any news you want out there. And they said, yeah, I see Billy. And I said, does it look like an 86-year-old man? And they go, he may be 86, but he's walking like he's a 20-year-old.
Well, he covered some ground, and
he came from the area. Where was this? It's
kind of behind the college, over that way. So I sent a picture to the sheriff, and then I gave it a couple of minutes, 30 seconds, and then I called him, and I said, Sheriff, you sure that's him? He said, that's him. And I said, okay. I said, you want to bring him to us, or you want us to come get him? And he said, if you tell me where you're at, I'll bring him to you. So the good sheriff loaded him up and brought him back to the house. And he was just as happy. He drove up, and there was fire trucks and lights and everybody. And he got out with the biggest smile on his face, and he just had him a time.
That is wonderful, because this was getting dark. It could have turned into something else differently. But man,
he was safe, and family was happy, so it turned out to be a good day.
We always talk about our fire department, people that work behind the scenes. I was out and about yesterday, and I just took a snapshot of this. These guys work above and beyond. And this is not just Meridian. This is in Newton. This is in Philadelphia. This is over in the edge of Alabama. It's a lot of folks that work behind the scenes to take care of folks. Just want to say a big thank you. Had an issue in Decatur yesterday. If y'all were in that area as we pull this up, whoop, my log truck's done broke.
Ruh-roh.
Matter of fact, my log truck trailer fell in half. Kind of blocked traffic there for a few moments.
Yeah, at least he wasn't hauling
Logs. Good point there.
That would have been a doozy.
Now, we had another instance there, and let's just look at this beautiful beam footage as we go down to, if you're getting off on the 22nd Avenue Bridge, I had several calls that said, Scotty Ray, bunch of police, and somebody done lost their truck. I thought, well, how do you lose your truck? Well, it turns out if you're pulling it and you don't look behind you,
and it ain't there no more.
And if you're still looking for your truck, we have found it. As we go here to the scene of the MPD, live on the scene here, and here it is. It was being towed, and it took out a couple of signs. Now, y'all are going to have a couple of dents in your truck when you go to pick it up.
But take it to Chet's. He'll get that fixed up for you, and then you can haul it on wherever you were going.
Oh, boy. That had to be bad. And I always, now, folks that live in Kemper County will know who I'm talking about. Me and Jimmy Earl was going down the road. I was about 17. And Oliver Limerick, the county surveyor, was in front of us. Had his two sons in the truck with him, and Oliver made a right turn into his cow pasture, and his cow trailer went straight on down Highway 45. And I could still remember all them three sitting in the truck watching the trailer pass them.
That can't be a good feeling.
It wasn't a good feeling at all.
Mm-mm. You can imagine them stop for gas at the next stop and go, didn't we have a truck?
That's hard to explain to somebody when you show up without your load.
Well, we had one.
Yep, whoops. Good morning to you. We'll be right back. More on the way as we tap 750 now. We'll be right back.
If you're an outdoorsman, Garretts Outfitters is a place to head to in Meridian. They have a complete line of gloves to keep your hands warm in these cold mornings, toboggans to block that wind, and America's favorite Carhartt, from the rugged overalls to slacks and shirts. Work boots and mud boots as well. Browse around the gun accessories and a complete line of just about any gun. Protect your investment, your guns, with one of the many Browning gun safes they have to choose from. For the outdoorsman in your family, it's Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 invites you by to take a look at a brand new product they've got. Odes, ATVs, and UTVs. These side-by-sides range from 800 to 1,000 cc's, and they come with heat or air. Whether you're doing work around the farm or hunting, they've got the unit just for you to keep warm or cool, depending upon that Mississippi and Alabama day. Swing by for a test drive today at Freeman Tractor. See coleslaw, buttermilk, and don't forget you can meet their newest employee, Eggplant. That's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
As we turn to look at our friends at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, they offer a little bit of everything there, Odie.
Man, I tell you what, you can get rakes and shovels and
be careful because that is considered actual manual labor. You might want to hire somebody to operate that for you.
Well, now they've got gloves too, and that way makes your hands fit the handle.
Yep, we don't want that dishpan hand feel.
That's right, and you go get you some palm olive at night when you do your dishes, and you'll be fine.
Okay, maybe you need a place to sit down.
I tell you what, a good rocking chair with a good wooden curved bottom like that, and relax.
It's
and
good.
I'm ready to go get one now.
Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151. Drop in and see that. They got a little bit of everything that you may need.
That's right.
Now, I'm trying to get confirmation on this, and I talked to this fella this morning about 4:45.
Yeah, he's smarter than the average bear. He wasn't going to tell you it was his birthday.
No, but we're getting reports that it is Chris Reed's birthday.
Yeah, so try not to hide. You know, that old comment column has been going off today, and it's been hard to keep up because this has been a busy morning.
It has been. Jan Bushman, good morning.
We've had a bunch of people from Florida, from everywhere, from Alabama saying, hey to everybody on there. Thank y'all for watching and being with us this morning. And then there was one that says, does Lima have a weather storm spotters deal? So yes, we do. We have storm spotters all over Lauderdale County, and it won't be long. We'll have another storm spotters class, and we'll make sure to get that information out. So if you want to be one, come join us. But yes, Lauderdale County is well took care of with storm spotters from every corner.
we wanted to bring this up when somebody joins what we call the force to help folks. This was released yesterday as we have somebody else joining the Meridian Fire Department. They're getting pinned.
Man, I tell you, and not only is he getting pinned for graduating and becoming a professional firefighter, his dad, Neil, is in our class right now becoming certified with volunteer firefighters. Same book, same class, same everything. But knowing what your son's going through and understanding the safety that's behind what he's going to be doing going inside of a burning building, his dad stepped up, helping Lauderdale County, and now he will be a certified firefighter too.
And let me see.
That's
Shannon Shepard saying my shirt looks a little tight. I don't know what that's about.
Well, that's a fitted shirt. It's supposed to.
If you've got a birthday, we want to wish you a big one. It is always glad to be here to be having a birthday. There's nothing like, and always pay attention to what's going on with your neighbors when you're out doing this. A guy was weed eating his yard, and he looked up, and this is down in Natchez, and he noticed somebody that wasn't supposed to be at somebody's house. He calls the police and says, I saw something a little suspicious going on.
That's right.
Turns out they were on vacation. Somebody had been living in the house while they were gone. They got evicted by the Natchez Popo.
That's one of those you didn't have to go to court.
That takes guts, Odie, to move into. Well, it's kind of like Beverly Hills Cop.
Well, but hey, I'm just going to be here for a week.
But he done that.
I'm sure they're coming back home, but I'm going to stay here for a couple of days.
We had somebody that traveled to Jackson, bought a car, wrote a check for it, whole 9 yards, went home. Only problem was it was a fake check. Who's
going to take a check for a car?
There you go. Cash money is usually the best way to go on that. And then have that little ink thing to make sure it's all real.
I wouldn't even take a certified check for a car because you don't know if that's real.
We have really and truly gotten to that point. As we look across the state also, we got somebody else, and boy, more and more folks going to jail this every day as they have time to shift through the paperwork. Somebody else lied about owning a business and got a little extra money than they were supposed to. That, what do they call it? The PP? What is it?
PPP.
Yeah.
Money. That's what landed a couple of them from a popular TV show in jail, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
One down in Florida, another one in Atlanta.
I think so. Yeah. Happy birthday to Jimmy Davison. Your sister-in-law wanted to make sure you had a big one there.
Tommy Craven says, not my birthday, but I do love cake.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Not at all.
That, and I only go to weddings for that green punch. I'm not going to lie. That's why I show up for those.
Well, that's always good, too, yeah.
It is. The weekend is here. Don't forget to join me. I'll be out at the Rock House tomorrow. Big sale going on. Anything under the tent tomorrow is 50% off. They're making a donation to every firearm that is bought. To help kids, and also some markdowns throughout the place. I'll be there 11 to 1, Highway 19. Come by and visit with me, Cam. We'll do some live updates from there.
That's it.
Thank y'all so much, and we'll be back bright and early Monday.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: